Hello, Brittany. Thanks for meeting with me today. I'm so excited to hear a little bit about your experience with Elevated Life and with the weekly coaching with me and our group. So I have a few questions.
Great.
The first one, before we even start, is do you want to introduce yourself briefly or just say hello, where you're from, anything you want to share?
Sure. Yes, my name is Britney, and I am from Utah. I'm a singer-songwriter. I also teach skincare and makeup tips, and yeah, I'm just excited to be here.
So thank you. We worked together for, I think it was 7 months. I'm trying to recall if he's when you started grad shift portion of it, but
Yeah.
quite a long time, which was amazing. I would love to hear if you can go back in your memory, what was it that, made you decide to even start this journey? Like in your life, or what did you hear or learn that made you feel like, I'm going to do this? I would love to hear.
So looking back, that's so funny. I remember, so every year I tried to pick a word for the year.
Yes.
And yeah, that year I picked the word elevate. I was looking for an elevation, if you will, in every area of my life, right? My health, my relationships, spirituality, career and interests, things like that. And so when I got connected and heard word of Elevated Worldwide, I felt like it was put in my path. Like I felt like I attracted that into my life. Like it was
like, this is my word.
Yeah. And it was so funny because the word was elevate, and Elevated Worldwide is the company's name, right? And so I was just really intrigued and really attracted to that. And also just the way that I've lived my life. I'm an athlete, I'm a musician. I've always had coaches, if you will, in my life. And I see the value of that. And so as I was thinking about, again, at the beginning of the year when I picked my word, what I wanted to accomplish for the year and how I was going to get there, when I heard of having a life coach and someone that I could be accountable to, which is helpful, and who could give me information and guidance on how to get where I wanted to go. So I think, I was just attracted to that idea of having a coach and them helping me.
That's exciting. I love you. I remember your word. I remember. I almost forgot because that was a while ago when you shared that. But
me too, till you said that, and I was thinking back. Oh yeah, that was kind of the beginning of it all.
Yeah, that's so exciting because obviously I believe in synchronicities and when you're open to things. Awesome. That's really neat. Also from your experience of just having worked with coaches and then knowing the value. I don't have to figure this all out by myself, or just from my own research and by myself on my own, and I can kind of leverage others who have gone through these things to help that path as well. So
yes,
that is a very good awareness, and that helps to make you feel committed to doing the program, to kind of continuing to do the work, I think, as well. So what would you say, one of two questions. One was kind of what were you expecting when you got into it, if you feel like compelled to answer that, but more importantly was, are there a few things that you can share about your experience? Some things about, you mentioned several areas of life that you were looking to improve. Is there like things about yourself or things that you want to share that really were part of your experience?
Yeah, so if I think about the transitions that I've made, I feel like I am a naturally positive, motivated person. So it was exciting to actually see there was still growth in those areas. And so some of the things I noticed with the first module, Grata Shift, was just an everyday, like, joyfulness, just happiness. And I just was able to, like, I just lived in this state of like gratitude and bliss a lot of the time. And then as I continued with the program, so that was kind of the first module, right? And then I decided to move forward into different modules. And as I continue with the program, I just noticed an increased awareness and mental toughness and what I call bounce back ability. So maybe I was presented with a difficult situation or a trial, I felt like there was that bounce back ability. I didn't live in that state of concern or worry for long, which is super helpful, because that just takes more of your time and your energy when you're like worrying and stressed out about something versus moving through it and moving forward. So just figuring out to like how to move over, under, around, and through the problem, right? Like you're going to figure out a way to get through it versus wallowing in your
absolutely
pity.
When you change your thoughts and feelings about obstacles or challenges, because we're not immune to them, everyone will have them. They can be seen as a gift or they can be seen as an end, depending on your perception. But yeah, your ability to change how you perceive them and how it can change, literally changes how you act in them. It's not just like magical, I feel better. It's I change my actions. So you were such a good example of changing, like being aware of it and then changing how I respond.
Yes. And so that awareness, being able to recognize, right? It's funny because the other day I got rear-ended.
Oh my goodness.
And we kind of talked about this before, Nicole, we started the interview, but I got rear-ended and my thoughts were, I'm so glad it wasn't worse. I'm so glad that I didn't, like I instantly was thinking of the good of the situation. I'm
right.
So I wasn't more hurt or it wasn't worse or there was more damage done. So that just popped into my mind. It's kind of funny.
Absolutely.
I also thinking back, like I saw a lot of growth in my career and interest situation. So I had a lot of goals in money making and trying to increase some of those aspects of my life. And what I found was that I gained the courage, or I just felt like I felt like I gained value and I felt more valuable in order to charge more, or as a singer, right? Like book a certain show that might be higher paying, or I just felt I had more confidence and more added value.
Amazing.
So I'm still working on that, but
yeah. I love it.
Things are good.
Self-image. Absolutely.
Yeah. Which has been so helpful for me. And yeah, I always felt like I had a good self-image, but when I found Elevated Worldwide, I was kind of coming out of a difficult situation, a rebuilding of sorts, and just got out of a bad relationship, and that took a toll on my self-image and self-esteem. So that was super powerful. That's probably one of the biggest gifts.
To rebuild your self-image.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Because it's actually interesting when you're in, because you even said, like, I thought I had a powerful self-image, but when it's been created kind of by default by your life experiences or whatnot, rather than knowing how to change my self-image or how to improve, like when you get, if your life is by default, then when things happen, you don't necessarily have the tools to know how to change it versus having the tools, like the awareness. You already said that, but the awareness and the tools, right?
For
that
sure.
Like kind of what you're sort of saying and feeling. Yeah, how exciting. You didn't mention this, but maybe I thought it was a big deal when I saw your announcement about your song on the local radio.
Yeah, so there's been a lot of exciting things happening. Number one, I had a big goal to sign to a college touring agent, and I did that. I just figured that out. And so I signed with a college touring agency. And then also my songs, I pitched to TV and film, and so they play all over the world. And I had some more goals in pitching more songs to TV and film. And so that I'm wrapping that up for the end of the year. So that's exciting.
So exciting. I was just so excited when I heard, I can't remember if I got it right, so I may be saying it wrong, but I thought you were in a Starbucks and you heard the song on the radio. And I was like, oh my gosh, Britney!
Yeah,
I saw your post about it because we weren't chatting that day, but that was just magical moment for me on your behalf. Yeah.
It was magical for both of us.
I hope so. I hope it was magical for you. But
yes, always exciting when I hear that happen. I mean, yeah, before it's played in different like Nordstrom's and some restaurants and things like that, and I never know, if it's gonna play or not. But yeah, that's always
awesome. Very exciting. So how do you feel about your outlook kind of from here, like going forward, compared to before you did this, perhaps, if you want to share that example?
So as of recently, what I've loved about the program that we've been going through is, number one, having an accountability partner, right, that we've been checking in with. And number two, having success actions. So we all have a vision, our own vision and purpose, right? And what are those daily success actions that are going to lead us to completing that vision? So I felt a lot more focused and just putting everything like more into action as of late. And so I guess, yeah, I'm excited to accomplish. I'm excited to see more action-based results. And yeah, so I'm excited for the future. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, pretty much. I was curious, I guess, just the perspective shift from before this past year and a bit and today, like how you see your ability to, well, first of all, clarity on what you even want in your life, and then your ability to achieve those things versus before you started all this. So I feel like I have got some ideas of what you're saying.
Yeah, so definite, like more confidence, more resolve, more direction. Yeah. Watch out, world. Just kidding.
Britney's coming.
Watch out, world.
Very exciting. So my last question is if there are anything that comes to mind, but any tips for anyone who's thinking about doing this this program, working with a coach every single week, but like any tips to someone who might be thinking about it?
Yes. Number one, Nike said it best, just do it. Number two, consistency. That's the key to any program. So consistency, promise yourself that you'll do it on the daily and that you'll finish. And even if you aren't seeing the results right away, you will, like there will be a shift and it'll be life-changing.
I really appreciate that. It's consistency so much. Thank you for sharing. Well, I really appreciate your time, and thanks for everything. What if anyone wants to connect with you or hear your songs, since now everyone's hearing about your music, I didn't ask you this in advance, but where do you think they could get a hold of you or find your music?
That's a great idea. Well, first I wanted to say that Nicole has been my coach, like she said, for probably like 7 months, and she's amazing. And I owe a lot to the changes that I've made and the shifts that I've made to you. So thank you so much.
Oh, thank you.
Everybody would be lucky to work with you. And you can find my music. I mean, I'm on Spotify and iTunes and all the things. You can find me on Instagram at official Iris Music, or you can find me on Facebook. So Iris is my stage name.
Official Iris Music, IRIS, correct?
Yes. Official Iris Music, and that'll connect you to my Spotify, or officialirismusic.com. That's my website.
Awesome. You're an incredibly talented singer. There's one song I listened to, you had posted on Facebook, and I listened to it like 5 times. I forget which one it was. Sorry, everybody. But it was so powerful. If I think about it, I'll try to share it. But yeah, it was so good. I think it might have been like an Elvis or something.
It could have been. I have sang a few Elvis.
Yeah. Anyways, thank you so much for your time and all your kind words and support and tips for others. And we'll talk to you soon.
Okay. Bye, y'all.